Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now, if you may recall, just a couple months ago, before those crazy Nigerians hacked my Facebook account, I got to blog the Lion Guard pilot, Return of the Roar, and despite a couple issues, like Simba being a bit out of character like he was in The Lion King 2, it was still a great start for an Avengers-style animated series set in the Lion King universe. It had breathtaking hand-drawn animation, Kion was a promising leader, and his teammates are fun characters. Also, over the past couple years, I've been watching a few episodes and clips from the Lion Guard, either on YouTube, Kiss Cartoon, Disney+, and on these DVDs lately. However, since it's still the Halloween season, for tonight's episode, why don't we take a look at the second Lion Guard TV special? Airing on television on July 29th, 2017, the special is The Rise of Scar. So, on for the plot of the special. The dry season has started in the Pride Lands, and Kion and the Lion Guard have to help Matembo and her herd find a new water source. Meanwhile, Janja and the hyenas plot to use Kion's roar to summon the Pride Land's greatest villain, Scar. So, what do I think? Well, in my opinion, this has got to be one of the most serious and thought-provoking specials in the entire Lion Guard series. In fact, it's kind of like Tangled's Queen for a Day special, where things start to get really dark and trippy from there. But anyway, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, believe it or not, the Rise of Scar went largely unmentioned. Voice actor Kevin Shawn, who voices Timon, Chungu, and Thurston, stated that Season 2 would begin with a two-parter opener that would premiere in the autumn of 2017, which was the first mention of what would eventually be revealed as The Rise of Scar, released in the summer of that very year. It's likely that The Rise of Scar was intended to be the Season 2 opener, but was pushed back by 5 episodes. To tie in with the episode, toy manufacturer Just Play released a Rise of Scar playset, which was revealed in February 2017 at the Toy Fair, confirming Scar's return to the franchise. The official DVD for The Rise of Scar was released on January 9th, 2018. Now, what are my thoughts on the animation? Well, like Return of the Roar and the other episodes that came out afterwards, the hand-drawn animation, while not on the same level as the 1994 smash hit, is still excellent. To me, the way the Pride Lands look in this show is still breathtaking. However, during the dry season, the savannah is all brown and orange, and it's getting really difficult for certain animals to find water. Plus, I think the animation for the cave drawings is really amazing. Also, while the Outlands in this show is a very forbidding place, I think the hyena's den, which is located in a flippin' volcano, has got to be one of the most dangerous and scariest locations starting with this special. As for the story, well, I like the fact that it centers more on the villains rather than the Lion Guard themselves, hence why I'm blogging this special for Nightmare Month. Also, like several previous episodes, I find it interesting that it educates viewers about the balance of nature and the responsibility of every animal in the Pride Lands. Plus, I like that the special teaches 2 morals. 1, being a leader is about making tough decisions and never let your emotions take over your better judgment, no matter how stressful things are. And 2, be both patient and quiet with yourself when doing good. And now, let's talk about the special songs. First is the opening song, Fujo, sung by Bo Black. This song is played while Kion and the Lion Guard patrol the Pride Lands and help out various animals during the dry season. To me, this is a pretty good song to open up the special. I like the African tribal feel, which is pretty similar to a few other songs in the Lion King universe. Plus, a few parts of this song make me think of the 2016 Jungle Book movie. Next is The Path of Honor, sung by Simba and Kion. In my opinion, this is a pretty good father-son song. Plus, it almost feels reminiscent to They Live in You from the Broadway show and We Are One from The Lion King 2. Also, I love the flashback scene which shows Kion as a young cub, and I think Rob Lowe's singing voice is pretty good. The last song to talk about is the villain song, Bring Back a Legend, which is sung by Janja, Ushari, and the other hyenas about bringing back their dead master, Scar. In my opinion, this is another fantastic villain song in the Lion King universe. And I think the visuals are not only dark, but it also feels reminiscent to Tonight We Strike from Return of the Roar. Man. Anyway, now that we're done with Mustang Notes, let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Now, I'll only be talking about the ones who are the most important. Sorry, Simba. The leader of the Lion Guard, Prince Kion, is again voiced by Max Charles, whom I remember as Sherman from DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman. To me, Kion is kind-hearted, and he has a strong sense of responsibility. And of course, I like that he doesn't want to end up like his great-uncle Scar, who used the roar for evil and thus lost it forever. Plus, I like that when Kion has doubts, he communicates with the spirit of his wise grandfather Mufasa, who gives him advice when he needs help. During this special, Kion is under a lot of stress while trying to prove that he can be a true hero, as well as dealing with the dry season, keeping the animals safe from Janja and the hyenas, and making sure that any conflict from said dry season is minimized. Plus, later on, after Kiara is captured, Kion is tricked into using his roar in anger, which unknowingly summons Scar. The rest of the Lion Guard are as follows. Bunga, voiced by Joshua Rush, Ono, voiced by Atticus Schaefer, Beshti, voiced by Deucen Brown, and Fuli, voiced by Diamond White. The leader of the hyenas, Janja, is again voiced by Andrew Cushino. In my opinion, Janja is still a cunning and aggressive hyena, and during this special, after failing to hunt the elephants and the baboons, Janja and his clan form an alliance with Ushari and come up with a plan to summon Scar by getting Kion to use his roar, and they succeed by kidnapping Kiara as bait and stealing Makini's Bakara staff. Our next character is Matembo, an African bush elephant voiced by Lynette Dupree. Matembo has been leader of the elephant herd ever since her father's death. In my opinion, she is a gracious and kind character, and she makes light of the situation by dwelling on the good. Throughout this special, Matembo and her herd are searching for the new water source for the dry season, and later, they find said water after everybody helps her dig it out. Next we come to Rafiki's apprentice, Makini, voiced by Landry Bender. Makini is a young mandrill set to become Royal Majuzu of the Pride Lands once Kiara becomes queen. You know, I really like her. She's free-spirited, she loves to learn, and she looks up to her mentor Rafiki. But she has trouble being calm, and she's very easy to deceive, which was the cause of Scar's resurrection. But despite that, Makini takes pride in herself and her position. Next we have one of the new antagonists, Ushari, a cobra voiced by Christian Slater, whom I remember from Ferngully the Last Rainforest, the Wizard, and that horribly animated Ten Commandments movie from 2007. In this special, Ushari finally gets fed up with the Lion Guard disturbing his peace, and he inadvertently finds out that Kion talks to Mufasa's spirit. With this knowledge, he decides to join forces with Janja's clan and ends up helping them orchestrate the events that allow them to summon Scar's spirit, so that he can guide them in defeating the Lion Guard. Finally, we come to the special's title character, Scar, voiced by David Oyelowo, whom I talked about before in my blog of 2018's A Wrinkle in Time. Now, we Lion King fans know that Scar is one of Disney's greatest villains from the Renaissance era. He was responsible for murdering Mufasa by pushing him into the wildebeest stampede, and of course, according to the show, he was the previous leader of the Lion Guard until he used his roar for evil and thus lost it forever. During this special, Kion unintentionally summons Scar back as a fiery spirit in the Outlands volcano after he used the roar of the elders in anger when Janja provoked him. Afterwards, Scar begins to form plans to take over the Pride Lands and rule it forever. By the way, I must let you viewers know that the Lion Guard is not the first time we'd ever see Scar as a ghost. I mean, do you remember Kingdom Hearts 2?
Scar? Huh? A ghost?
Also, Scar is not the only animated villain who has ever returned as a ghost. In the past, we've seen Jafar as a ghost in Hercules the Animated Series, Farquaad in Shrek's midquel, The Ghost of Farquaad, aka Shrek 4D at Universal Studios. Even Rothbard appears as a ghost in The Swan Princess Christmas. Other voice actors include Gabrielle Union as Nala, Gary Anthony Williams as Mufasa, Carrie Payton as Rafiki, and Eden Rydell as Princess Kiara. And now, on to my final words. Overall, The Rise of Scar is a thrilling special in the Lion Guard series. It has breathtaking hand-drawn animation, the story is serious, dark, and it can hold you on the edge of your seat. I like that it mainly focuses on Ushari and the hyenas attempting to summon Scar, while Kion and his friends are helping during the dry season. Plus, the songs are pretty good, and I like how it teaches viewers about leadership, hard decisions, patience, and to not let your emotions get over your better judgment, no matter how stressful things are. However, the only things I have nitpicks about are the absence of Timon and Pumbaa, and the fact that Scar only appears for the last few minutes. But still, the special is still good overall. And I think everybody who are Lion King fans will be in for a very wild time. I give it a 97% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. But if you think that Nightmare Month is over yet, then you're dead wrong. Join me next time for my real 2024 Halloween finale, where I take a look at a stop-motion film which centers on an outcasted boy who can talk to the dead. Mustang Power.